They can do that appropriately, working with the SEC, or we can continue on the course with more enforcement actions, and I would have to say that the runway is getting shorter.
That was SEC Chair Gary Gensler there telling our Jennifer Schonberger in December that crypto firms need to register with the agency or face enforcement action this year.
Kraken is going to be forced now to end its crypto staking program in the U.S. and pay a $30 million fine to settle charges from the SEC. The agency said Kraken had failed to register the program whereby investors earn a yield in return for locking up their tokens and allowing them to be used to facilitate transactions on the blockchain. It's the SEC's first crackdown on staking.
Seems like going after what they call unregistered securities is the path in for the regulators.
Is there going to be another FTX? In other words, people are eyeing Binance right now. They're eyeing DCG. There's news coming out of the top venture capital firms in cryptos.
The value of Bitcoin prices fell below $23,000 as scrutiny from regulators intensified. The broader crypto market flipped red on Thursday amid more news of US authorities turning their attention to the industry. In this video, we're going to see what Kevin O'Leary has to say on the matter of crypto and regulation. Stay until the end of this video, as we're also going to discuss the latest SEC regulation scrutiny and its effect on the Bitcoin and crypto market. For more of the latest updates on the crypto space, be sure to subscribe to my channel. You can also hit that bell icon to never miss out on any upload. Let's get into the video to hear Kevin O'Leary's comments on SEC and regulation.
Their staff have become very intelligent.
Okay.
The Justice Department getting far advanced. The SEC, they really understand what's going on. They just haven't had agreement on who the regulators should be. There's a turf war going on and who should actually regulate. But there will be some regulation. There's no question about it. And I think, the Toomey hearings prior to when he retired on Jan 3rd, and now it looks like Haggerty may pick up the baton. They see the merit of digital payment systems and cryptocurrencies, but they want it done in a regulated environment. And I think that will continue, and they'll continue to educate themselves, and the hearings will continue. But I think it's all upside from here. I think we may have those rules one day. We just have to treat crypto like any other asset that's regulated, and I think that will come.
The cryptocurrency industry is back under the microscope of United States regulators, prompting fears of a clampdown. Concerns about what could come next have weakened the Bitcoin price over the past few days. This past week, the market drop came in the wake of the reports of the US SEC investigating popular cryptocurrency exchange Kraken for alleged securities laws violations. The news sent shockwaves through the crypto industry, with the price of Bitcoin immediately dropping down below $23,000. Later in the week, the situation worsened as the US SEC stepped up its regulation of crypto staking. As experts continue to speculate on the impact of these regulations on the market, Bitcoin's value plummeted, falling below $22,000 and reaching a low of under $21,500, its lowest point since January the 20th. Currently, the cryptocurrency is trading just above this mark. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong took to Twitter to deliver a lengthy thread on what he called rumors that the SEC would like to get rid of crypto staking in the US for retail customers. According to him, staking is a really important innovation in crypto and brings many positive improvements to the space, including scalability, increased security, and reduced carbon footprints. Do you guys agree with him? Let me know in the comment section below.
I'm not worried, but if you're asking me, will there be another meltdown to zero? Absolutely, 100% it'll happen. And it'll keep happening over and over and over again.
You think people will learn their lesson by now? Why would it keep happening?
Well, all of these exchanges, all of them, all the unregulated exchanges are having massive outflows right now. The smart money has got the joke. They saw what happened at FTX. They're not sitting around for an explanation. And if you're not willing to be audited, and I'm speaking about any exchange, if you don't have an auditor, you don't want to be transparent, you don't want to disclose ownership, why should institutional capital stay there? Of course it's not going to. And frankly, it's very hard to find an auditor that wants to touch this stuff right now because of an unregulated cowboy environment. It's all going to end. And yes, there'll be many more zeros. The only place I have any crypto right now is up in the Canadian market, which is 100% regulated. They have a broker dealer attached to an exchange regulated by the OSC, all kinds of rules. You can't commingle. It's called BitBuy. And I've got my money there. It's owned by WonderFi, a public company. I have lots of capital tied up in there. It's the only place. I'm not putting it on an unregulated exchange anywhere. Forget it. Never again. And they get audited up there. And so, frankly, if you're sitting around trying to get me to buy a token from an exchange to get discounts on trading, that stuff's garbage.
In Kevin's words, we absolutely need clear regulation and rules for the road ahead. But amid SEC regulation scrutiny, a dark cloud has hung over crypto. An uncontrollable risk to those who would invest in it has always been a damaging regulatory intervention. Various recent developments in this area have brought these concerns to the surface once again. The reports that the US Securities and Exchange Commission was investigating Kraken, a major crypto exchange with more than 9 million clients, for alleged securities violations had added more pain in the minds of crypto investors. There's a lot of backstory to this, but what's important is that there's been an ongoing debate around the classification of different cryptocurrencies. Namely, what is deemed a security and what is considered a commodity. Kevin highlights that the SEC knows what's going on and is taking crucial steps to bring regulation in the crypto space. According to him, things will go upstream from here. Let's get into the next clip to hear more about this matter. But before going ahead, be sure to give a big thumbs up to this video.
There's always going to be fraud. The problem is, let me give you an example. Let's talk about tokens based on, we don't even have to mention what exchange, but all the large exchanges, the unregulated global exchanges, incentivize account holders and users to buy their tokens to get discounts on trading fees. It's not new. It's been going on for years. And then they put them on their balance sheet at a ridiculous valuation. And if you look at actually who owns these things, 97% of them are owned by the issuer. You don't know who that person is because it's simply a wallet without a name on it. And the other 3% are valuing it at 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 billion dollars. Now, if there's a cash run, a cash call back to fiat, back to US dollars on $100 billion, you know that exchange is going to fail. And that's exactly what happened to FTX when a rogue player said, I've got $550 million worth of FTT tokens, and I want cash by noon in 3 hours. Well, of course they don't have 500 million cash. None of them do. And so at the end of the day, this is all something that can just be regulated out of existence. You can't do that if it's a very simple regulation. You can't do that if you're a bank. You can't force people to buy your shares just to open an account. That's ridiculous. Or incentivize them with discounts. That's illegal. All I'm saying is set some rules up, and I think this is going to happen. And I'll tell you how I think this plays out. A passport system is going to be launched by regulators in major markets, US, Canada, Switzerland, United Arab Emirates, South American markets. And they're simply going to say, look, if you want access to the fiat cash in the regulated bank accounts in this geography, in this country, in this market, you have to be compliant to this passport. And they'll all have the same rules. And if you want to operate, because remember, the one thing about Bitcoin is it doesn't trade in any one geography. It trades around the world 24/7. So if you want to trade it on an exchange in Abu Dhabi or up in Canada or in Mexico or down in South America or here in the US, you're going to have to be passported, regulated. And that way, if you go offside in any market, they'll just pull all your licenses. And then you no longer have access to getting cash in and out of banks. That's how I think they're going to do it. I'm speculating when I say it, but I think you're going to hear more hearings in the Senate and more of this reining in the cowboy rogue nature of what this has become. It's got to end. People are tired of losing all their money. And frankly, I think regulation doesn't have to be, it's not going to change fraud. It's just going to make it much easier for people to understand what the rules are and get rid of the rogue players.
Investors will no doubt be closely monitoring whether regulation could begin to creep further into decentralized finance. For now, the outlook for staking is much murkier than it was a week ago. The price of Bitcoin remains 50% below where it was a year ago. Kevin O'Leary highlights that cryptocurrencies are here to stay, adding that it's important that we navigate this space in a responsible way. And according to him, regulation will eliminate the rogue players from the crypto field. Nonetheless, the news has further spooked investors who are already skittish about the current state of the crypto markets. It remains to be seen how this story will develop, but one thing is for certain. the crypto markets are in for a bumpy ride for now. But what do you guys think? Is regulation healthy or not healthy for the crypto space? Can we see Bitcoin prices falling more in the month of February? Or can there be a bounce in Bitcoin prices? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. For more videos on the economy, crypto, and the market, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And of course, don't forget to like and share. I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios, and thanks for watching.